All right, let's cut right to it. We're not here to talk about motivation or chasing your dreams. We're here to deconstruct the myths around success and pinpoint the one variable that quietly, almost secretly, creates an unfair advantage. This isn't about hype. This is about strategy. You've seen this happen. I know you have. Two people, they start from the exact same place. Same raw talent, same open door right in front of them. But fast forward a few years, and one of them is so far ahead, it's not even a competition anymore. How does that happen? If you've ever looked at someone else's success and thought to yourself, hold on, I know I'm just as capable as they are, then we really need to answer this question.
So let's just get this out of the way immediately. The gap between where you are and where you want to be, it's not what you think. It's not because you're not a genius, it's not because you've had a string of bad luck, and it's definitely not because you're missing some secret piece of information. These are the comfortable excuses our brain serves up to make us feel better. The real answer is a lot simpler, and frankly, a lot more uncomfortable.
And this quote, this just nails it. The legendary trader Jesse Livermore, he understood that the world, just like the market, doesn't really care about your sporadic flashes of genius. It doesn't reward that in the long run. What it rewards is disciplined control. It rewards the person who can stick to the plan when every fiber of their being is screaming at them to quit, to change course, or to chase the next shiny object. And this, right here, this is the fundamental truth of the whole thing. The edge you're looking for isn't about being the smartest person in the room. It's about having the grit to outlast them through sheer, unsexy consistency. Because, as we're about to see, real consistency is so incredibly rare that just by practicing it, you're already playing in a different league.
So if being consistent is so powerful, why is it so damn hard? Why do most people fail at it? Well, to understand that, we've got to look under the hood. We have to understand the civil war that's happening inside your own mind every single day.
Okay, so this chart basically breaks it down. You've got two brains fighting for control. On one side, you have your logical brain. That's your prefrontal cortex. It gets the long-term plan. It understands goals. On the other side, you have your emotional brain, the limbic system. This thing is ancient. It only understands two things, threat and safety. So when you hit a roadblock on a project, your logical brain says, okay, a problem to solve. But your survival brain, it sees a tiger in the grass. It floods your system with stress hormones and basically hijacks the controls, shutting down rational thought. This is exactly why incredibly smart people make terrible, irrational decisions when they're under pressure. Their ancient programming just takes over.
So here's the bottom line. Your brain's factory setting is anti-discipline. Think about it. It's hardwired to seek comfort, to avoid difficult things, and it absolutely hates boring repetition. Its job is to conserve energy and react to feelings, not to cold, hard logic. So this means that discipline, the act of doing the hard thing over and over, especially when it's boring or you don't feel like it, is a completely unnatural state for a human being. It's something that has to be built, on purpose. You don't just find it.
And that is precisely why it's your greatest weapon. Because the vast majority of people never consciously fight this battle. They just live in that default mode, reacting to their emotions, avoiding the hard work. The very fact that discipline is so rare is the source of all of its power.
Okay, so we get the internal battle now. We know what's going on inside our heads. Now let's zoom out and look at how this psychological quirk creates a massive, measurable, strategic advantage out in the real world. This chart, this tells the entire story. On one path, you've got the brilliant but inconsistent person. They have these huge spikes of creativity, these massive bursts of progress, but they're followed by deep valleys of doing nothing. They're waiting for inspiration to strike. Then you have the disciplined person. They're like water dripping on a rock. Each day is a small, almost insignificant action. It doesn't look like much, but over time, that steady, relentless pressure carves a canyon, while the person waiting for lightning in a bottle gets left far, far behind. And this insight from Livermore is just critical. Let me say it another way. The plan you have matters less than your ability to execute it. A perfect, genius-level plan is completely worthless if the person running it is impulsive. But an average, kind of boring plan, executed with unwavering consistency, day in and day out, that will win every single time. The person is more important than the plan. And the engine driving all of this is the beautiful math of the compound effect. Traders get this. Real success isn't about hitting one massive home run. That's just gambling. It's about the discipline to just get on base. A single, then another single, over and over and over. Those small, unsexy, boring wins, they compound on each other until they become something unstoppable. So, if our biology is actively working against us, and we know that relying on willpower is a losing game,
How in the world do we actually build this consistency? Well, the answer is to stop thinking about discipline as a feeling or some kind of moral virtue. You have to start treating it like an engineering problem. You don't find discipline. You build a system for it.
And first things first, we have to destroy this idea of motivation. It's a lie. It's a trap. Waiting to feel like doing something is the #1 reason people fail. The truth is, action comes first, and the feeling of motivation might or might not follow. The most disciplined people on the planet feel the exact same resistance and laziness you do. The difference is, they act anyway. Period.
So how do you actually build this system? It's simple, but it's not easy. Number 1, you focus on the process, not the outcome. Your win for the day isn't whether you got the result you wanted. Your win is, did I do the thing I said I was going to do? That's it. This separates your effort from random luck. Number 2, you take emotion out of the equation. You use checklists. You make your rules ahead of time when you're calm and rational, not in the heat of the moment. Number 3, you make the action part of your identity. You don't try to work out. You are a person who trains. You don't try to write. You are a writer. Identity is what drives behavior when motivation is gone. And finally, number 4, you execute like a machine. A professional acts based on their system. A gambler reacts based on their feelings. You have to be the professional.
And this quote just hammers it home. Knowing what you should do is cheap. It's practically worthless. The world is absolutely full of smart people who know exactly what they should be doing. The value, the edge, the entire game, it's all in the execution. That space between knowing and doing, that is a graveyard littered with wasted potential.
Okay, let's bring this all home. Once you truly understand that discipline isn't a personality trait you're born with, but a system that you build, you realize something profound. You realize it is the ultimate, and maybe the only, unfair advantage that you can consciously give yourself. I want you to think of it like this. What is the internal operating system that you're running your life on? Most people are running the inconsistent OS. It's buggy, it's unstable, it's fueled by emotion and impulse, and it crashes the second things get stressful. A disciplined OS, on the other hand, runs on process and logic. It's reliable, it's optimized, it's resilient, and built to handle pressure. So let me ask you, which one are you running right now?
So look, the next time you feel that sting of falling behind, I want you to reject the easy answer. The easy answer is that someone else is just smarter or more talented or they got luckier. The hard truth, the one that you have to face, is that they are simply out-executing you. They are showing up more consistently than you are. That's it. That's the whole gap.
And this is the final, crucial piece of the puzzle. Anyone can get lucky once. A flash of brilliance can create a big win, but only discipline can protect that win and compound it over a lifetime. See, getting to the top is one thing. Staying there, that is a completely different game. And that game is played and won only by the disciplined.
So I'll leave you with this one question, and I want you to be really honest with yourself. Forget about everybody else for a minute, just you. Knowing what you now know, that consistency is the edge that matters more than anything else, are you consistent enough to have that edge? Your real, honest answer to that question, well, that's going to determine everything.